Hey everyone, it's Christy Whitman with the Quantum Success Show, where you can get your information and inspiration to create your desires. And we are taking a skip week from the Sedona series with the Council because my dear friend Natalie Ledwell is here, and I never miss an opportunity to interview Natalie. So Nat, welcome to the Quantum Success Show again.
Thanks, Christy. I know I love it when we get to chat, and then when we get to share our conversations with everybody else. So.
Yeah, one thing I think I've said before, and I'll say again, one of my greatest manifestations since learning about law of attraction 25 years ago is the quality of the relationships and the people that I've attracted into my life. And you are on the top of that list. And I love the fact that we don't just play in the shallow end. We just dive deep and go into amazing conversations. And that for me is so fulfilling to my soul level. And I'm very grateful. And I know I've had you on the show lots of times, but you always bring amazing wisdom, and my community just absolutely loves you. So I'm excited to have this conversation with you today.
Thank you.
Yeah. So let me give you all, in case you've been living under a rock, let me give you a bio, introduction, a proper introduction of Miss Natalie. So Natalie Ledwell is a best-selling author. She is the host of the podcast, Not Over, Just Different. She is the co-host of the cable TV show Wake Up, and the founder of Mind Movies, which is a massively, hugely successful and revolutionary online personal development company that has reached almost 6 million people worldwide. And right now she is working on, and I'm so proud of her for this, I'm proud of her for everything, but this groundbreaking social and emotional learning curriculum entitled Personal Growth Series, which is designed to empower youth from ages 5 to 18. And she's got her first school in the United States, which is really exciting.
Yeah.
In October 2018, Natalie traveled to Liberia, where she met with government officials and launched the first pilot program of the Personal Growth Studies program. And it's now in his second year, working with over 1,000 students. And Natalie, I'm just so proud of her for this too, because this doesn't happen to most. There's a lot of people doing amazing work in the world, but she had the honor of being knighted by the Orthodox Order of St. John, which is a humanitarian group that recognizes individuals who are not only doing great work, but have huge, big visions of the work that they want to complete in the world in helping others. So the dame that we are all present with, the dame that is Natalie Ledwell, she has her big vision as really being able to infiltrate the U.S. education system, which she just started to do with her first school, and as well as move into New Zealand and Australia. So Natalie, so proud of you, so grateful to call you friend, and so grateful to be with you today.
Thank you. And darling, and you've shared a lot of this journey with us or with me. We've been friends and working together for, 10 years or something now. It's been a very long time. And like you were saying, our friendship, it's meaningful, it's passionate, it's juicy, and together we get to make a difference. So
yeah,
I love you.
I love you. I just shared, and I know you commented on it on Facebook, when we had that moment at JJ's wedding a couple of years ago, and you just turned around and I took a picture of you, and you looked so radiant. And then you had taken at the same time a picture of Frederick and I had posted those pictures, and it was just such a moment of connection, and I appreciate you so much. So one of the things that we talk about, and we're so on the same page, I was telling Natalie before that a lot of things we're going to be talking about today are also the steps in different order in the Desire Factor, which is coming out, which Natalie did endorse, of course. So yes. I want to talk about your 6 steps to manifesting anything.
Right.
So let's go through the steps. What is your first step for manifesting whatever anybody wants?
Well, for me, I like to ask people to get into their happy place first, which to me is basically getting into a frequency or a higher frequency of these higher frequency emotions, high vibrational emotions. So when we're thinking about things like joy or happiness or gratitude, it's a really fast way to get there. Pride, accomplishment, all courage. What we do know when it comes to the law of attraction, and if we're looking at the science behind it, we want to become a vibrational match to the things that we want to attract. And the vibration that we send out is our emotions. So the more we can be in these higher frequency emotions, number one, the easier it is for us to attract what it is that we need to bring into our life. And number two, it shifts our focus from the pain or the debt or the, the bad health or whatever that we're in, the loneliness, that we're in right now. And it shifts us to what we are grateful for. And we're looking at all the positive things. So rather than maybe coming up with a goal that's going to get us out of our current situation, by being in our happy place, we see past that. We're looking at what's the best version that my life could be? And then when we focus on that, we're blasting right past the, getting out of my current situation. And we're heading for that bigger play at life. But the thing is, we don't have the wherewithal, we don't have the motivation or even the inclination to be able to see something that big and beautiful when we're kind of stuck in this lower frequency. So yeah, it's really important for me to start from that place.
So what are some tools that you get into your happy place and keep it clean?
You know me too well.
We would know each other really well.
Well, gratitude is definitely one of the easiest ways to do that. For me, I have a gratitude practice, which is a number of different things. And writing in my gratitude journal, that comes and goes. There are times where I really want to do that, especially during COVID, especially when I find that I'm going through like a rough week or, things are kind of all over the place. I'll start writing in my gratitude journal because it gets me back to center. I have every morning when I take Bella, my little puppy, out for a wee walk, that's my activity that I attach to gratitude. So that's every time I'm out with her, I'm dropping into my gratefuls. It's just one of those things. And then I have other activities like driving with my car with the roof down because I feel so accomplished when I'm doing that, and so, doing these kind of things and really making a point of making it a practice, that's so mega important. And especially, and stepping up the practice, especially when I'm not feeling great, because, and minimizing my time on social media. I put my first post on social media for the first time in 3 months last week, because I can't get caught in the rhetoric, because I realized that the rhetoric and all the minutiae of everything that's going on and which party and should I wear a mask and all this kind of thing, it's inconsequential. Yeah. We don't want to get stuck in the weeds like that. Where we exist is here, where we understand that everything's happening for our highest good. And when we can, remember that, wearing a mask is, it's a small inconvenience. It's a sign of respect. It's whatever it is, Right. So that's why it's, important to be in that higher frequency.
Yes, I love that. And one thing you said and even the visuals that you gave is like, gratitude is not for a time to just sit while you're journaling. It's a part of your daily life. So you're walking Bella and you're in that gratitude. You're driving in your car and you're feeling that gratitude. I mean, no matter what we're doing, if we're cooking dinner, we can be in that space of gratitude because we're about to eat a really good meal, being with our kids, whatever it is. And really being able to bring out that energy, that transmission of energy of gratitude. And now you're in one of the highest vibrations. And keeping that as a practice on a daily basis, not just something you do in the morning and then you abandon it, but really bringing that in will keep you in that happy place.
Yeah. And remember too, that like if we're really concerned about our frequency and the vibration we're sending out, then any of these steps, like that we'll be talking about today, and that's in Christy's book, it's not about going through the motions and doing the task. It's about how you feel when you do it. That is paramount.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So what is your second step?
Second step is then to set an intention. So this is what I call the line in the sand. This is when you make a very strong commitment and promise to yourself, to your family, to the universe, that this stuff is going down, that this time it's going to happen. And normally I recommend people write out a little statement, normally 2 sentences. The first one is explaining what it is that you want, whether it's an outrageously successful business, a loving, supporting relationship, optimal health with, energy and vitality. And then the second sentence is why you want it. Yeah. Like this enables me to, have the energy to play with my kids or to take my family on vacations and give to charities and, whatever that is as well. And for the first week or two, Sorry, there's a bit of an alarm going, siren going past.
This too shall pass.
Yeah. And now Bella will start howling. It's hilarious.
Oh.
But I'll actually write this out and stick it on my mirror so that, for the first week or two, I actually recite my intention statement to myself, looking at myself in the eyes in the mirror. And I'm saying it with so much conviction and so much resolve that what happens is it already starts to change my neural pathways. It already starts to change my motivation to be able to get things done and to change my focus. So this is before we've even drilled down and got really clear about what that is. You don't have to be too specific of like, this is what I want and this is why I want it. And that really helps the wheels of the universe to start turning. And the universe is like, okay, she's serious this time. All right, let's make it happen.
Well, it's the asking. I mean, it's an attraction-based universe, not an assertion-based universe. So when we are clear on when our intention, we're asking, then it's like all of our higher levels go to practice, start bringing us the energy to feel that and move into it and bring us the resources and all the things to make that possible. It's like a decision point. You're not focused on these possibilities anymore. You want this intention. And even if it's a general intention, like you're saying, not being too specific at this point, but it's like, it's still a decision point. It's like it's a focus point. That's where I'm going and this is what I want. And it's absolutely critical. Yeah.
And it's also starting to program your reticular activating system. So now you start to notice the things that are probably already there that are showing up for you that are going to be able to help you to get there as well. So it's part of that too. Yeah.
Beautiful. So your third step?
Third step is to get clear. So this is where we drill down a little bit. And this is the step where I recommend you either write a list of affirmations, that you create a vision board, or you create a mind movie. I always recommend writing affirmations because that way we focus on the language that we're using around the things that we're asking for. And it's in present tense because, this is going to help you in the next step. But I always get people to focus on what it is that they want and write it as if it exists now. I want you to write down why you want it. Write down what life looks like when you get there, because this is going to be the fuel for your visualizations.
Which is important. Go ahead.
Yeah. Then whatever actions you need to take, maybe you need to make some changes to your daily practice. And then the last one's really important, which is what I call your thought affirmations. So how do you need to change the way you think to be healthy, wealthy, loving, whatever that is? And there's two ways. You can either go, well, how does a wealthy person think about money? And what would they be sitting here worrying about the bills? No, they'd probably be grateful that they had electricity in their house, and then also being aware, especially as we start to move towards a goal and we start to set these intentions, this is where our limiting beliefs and all these negative thoughts will come up for us. And if we're aware of what they are, and I always recommend writing them down, then you can go, okay, well, if these thoughts are not serving me, what do I choose to think instead? So I know.
I'm just waiting for Bella to start howling.
I know. She's good. She's good. She knows when Mummy's talking to the box that she has to be quiet.
I haven't trained Jax yet to do that, but and he's got this, he's got this just deep, like still shock me when he does that. So when I'm on the box, he's out in the other room. So go ahead.
Yeah. So how do we need to change the way we think? And just think of what you want to replace those negative thoughts with, if that's what because we want to release those, so drill down on that. Now, the other thing that the caveat I want to say about affirmations, these are not the kind of things that you stand in front of a mirror and start reading these out. And then you've got that voice going, yeah, sure, right, whatever, as if. The reason that we write the affirmations in like this, the way that we do, is so that you can use these for step number 4, which is your visualizations. Okay, because if you can't see yourself already there in your mind and already feel what it's like to be there, then you will have a really tough time of being able to make it happen. So you read your affirmations and then you go into visualization. That's the purpose of the affirmations. Not to, try and tell you, it's to fuel what these visualizations will be. Now, when you do visualize, obviously as often as you can, and you don't have to be sitting down with your eyes closed to do that. I call it daydreaming with intention. You know, you could be unpacking the dishwashers, you could be vacuuming the floor, and in your mind, you are already, you know, in your beautiful new home or this lovely new kitchen, or, you know, whatever it is that you're visualizing. And if you can, what I recommend, rather than seeing yourself as a character in a movie, that you actually put yourself in the moment. So what are you tasting, feeling, touching, hearing, smelling, all in that moment if you are already there? Because it makes it so real for your subconscious mind. It doesn't realize that that's not happening now.
Right.
You know, and it really helps to change those neural pathways. And it also, once we change those neural pathways with these more positive thoughts that are in alignment with that, they automatically start to positively affect your actions. So when you have that trifecta, your emotions, your actions, your thoughts, all in alignment with what it is that you want to create, you are a big fat magnet for everything that you need to make it happen.
Can I be a big thin magnet?
Yeah. You could be, but if you're bigger, it'll be attracting a whole lot faster.
Maybe I'll be fat, like PHAT fat, like, you know, like how the kids used to say fat, like be a big fat magnet like that.
Yeah.
I like it. All right. So your next step is? So
then step number 5 is obviously to take action. And here's the thing. I mean, a lot of people go, yeah, but I haven't got this sorted, or I don't have a business plan, or don't wait for any of that, because it doesn't matter what kind of action you take. The action that you take is always going to lead you to where you need to go. Now, you may start and go, right, I want to, like we did with my movies, you know, we were in this network marketing business and convinced that was the business that was going to, you know, create the lifestyle and the life that we wanted. And then, you know, a friend approached us and said, look, what about we do this thing online? And Glenn could hardly turn on a computer. I didn't know anything about the internet. And it ended up being the vehicle that got us to where we wanted to go. But if it hadn't been for the network marketing business, we would never have met Ryan, who gave us the idea. You know what I mean? So it really doesn't matter. You just got to start momentum, start moving, get it going, and it will lead you to where you need to be.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah. Beautiful. And then the 6th and final step?
Oh, the toughie, a really hard one. This is what I call surrender. So this is when you want to surrender into knowing that everything is happening in divine timing. Now, it may not look the way that you think when it shows up, and it may not happen how you think it's going to happen. But when you can surrender into knowing and trusting that the universe has your back and everything is happening for your highest good, then this is where you get to release and relax into knowing that everything's, you know, if you're doing your part, wow, something big must be happening.
I was just going to say that was 3. So just sending whomever and whatever, just blessing and light.
Exactly.
Because that's a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when you can surrender into trusting that everything's happening exactly when it's supposed to, and that everything's happening for your highest good, even when it's like our friend Lisa Nichols says, a gift wrapped in sandpaper, like an event that shows up like COVID, you go, what? But there are gifts in COVID if we choose to look for it and we surrender into knowing that everything's happening the way it's supposed to. So,
absolutely. That's the council says that every contrast, everything that we attract is a gift. And I always say to the council, could I have maybe a pair of diamond earrings instead of that? That'd be a better gift. But you know, at the end of it, when you release it, there's the freedom. And I mean, what better gift than that? You know? Yeah. I love that. I love that. So what is your free gift? We're actually going to put a link underneath the video. I know you have a spectacular webinar with a dear friend of both of ours. So you can go click the link below. Natalie's going to tell you what the free gift is for to you today.
Yeah. So Mary Morrissey and I know, and Mary, as Christy said, is a mutual friend of ours. She's a legend in this space. I think she's probably the woman who's been doing this work longer than anybody else. She's incredible. And the thing is, the reason we created this training is because, you know, I talk about the 6 steps of manifesting, but then people are still having challenges. They go, why, if I'm doing all this, is it not working? And normally it's because we have to overcome our childhood programming, you know, these behavior patterns, these limiting beliefs, and these things that we have that are stopping us, even though consciously we want to move forward, they are subconsciously really sabotaging our efforts. And our subconscious mind runs the show 99% of the time. So the training that Mary Morrissey and I will be doing will be actually specifically talking about, what these beliefs are, how they were embedded in the first place, and what you can do to release them. It's super, super powerful. So I'm really looking forward to sharing that with your community, darling.
Awesome. Two amazing transformational leaders, not just, where two or more are gathered, right? You got not just one, but two women that I deeply respect. Go check it out. Link is on the video. It's a free training. Why wouldn't you? I mean, we all have those imprints. We all have that limiting stuff, and everybody's got a different way of saying it. And you may hear it from Natalie different than you'll hear it from Mary, different than you'll hear it from me. And it's something might click and stick. And so I just encourage you to engage yourself in that process, and you have nothing to lose. So go ahead and do it. And do me a favor, let me know how that webinar with Mary and Natalie, how it affected you, what you took away from that. Let's continue the conversation underneath this video. And yeah, perfect. So thank you for giving that to everybody as a gift, Natalie. I appreciate your commitment to growth in your own personal life and how you're so committed to helping other people create the life that they love too. That's one thing. I love you so much. Thank you for being here. Let's continue the conversation, family. Leave me a comment under the video. Please let me know how the webinar was and what you took away from it. And we will catch you on next Monday. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Take care. Thank you for watching. Let me know what you thought. Leave me a comment below and be sure to share and tag your friends. And be sure to check out my other videos here and on this site.